You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo because there's starting to be some real fire burning around places where Jimmy Garoppolo may end up fitting as a potential backup quarterback and possibly like a bridge starter. And one of the places is very familiar to Jimmy Garoppolo, and one of the other places would have somebody involved that Jimmy Garoppolo is very familiar with when it comes to the Patriots. Well, we're going to talk about the Patriots and the Giants and the Steelers. And I told you guys the other day there was a little fire burning around Jimmy and the Steelers, and I think a lot of this will have to do with exactly what these clubs will be able to pay to get Jimmy. I think there's a sense around the league that people believe Jimmy can still play. Okay, I did a video the other day, is Jimmy Garoppolo's career over? An NFL insider was speculating that his career was over, and I was like, I just don't think that's going to happen. And now we got Tommy Kernan talking about the Patriots and Garoppolo, and we know with Mr. Kernan, one thing that happens lately, if he starts talking about something happening with the Patriots, there's a chance that's going to go down. And it's because he may have already heard it from somebody involved with the organization. Now, Alex Van Pelt, the new offensive coordinator for the Patriots, is pretty familiar with that Shanahan, Kubiak, Kevin Stefanski offense that Garoppolo ran with the 49ers, where he had a lot of success. And I think you're looking at Jimmy on a contract somewhere between probably $4 to $7 to $8 million plus incentives based on playing time and other things. A very similar contract to what Baker Mayfield got from the Bucs is maybe the best line I can draw. But let's take a look at this right here. The Athletics' Vic Tafur recently listed 9 potential destinations for veteran quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, who is expected to be released by the Raiders after receiving a 2-game suspension from the NFL for violating the PED substances policy. Well, it's coming out and it's going around now that this came from something he was actually prescribed by a doctor. People around the league know this. So I don't think it's going to be held against him. It doesn't look like. He's going to have to do the suspension, but I think clubs are already sort of moving past that. Among those destinations is New England, where Garoppolo spent his first 3+ NFL seasons before a midseason trade to the 49ers in 2017. Our Patriot insider, I'm talking about ours as in NBC Sports Boston, so not me, Patriots insider Tommy Kernan believes so and laid out the case for a Jimmy G reunion Monday on Early Edition. Well, that tells you right there that he's hearing some winds blowing about Jimmy. Quote, "I love it," Kernan said. "I love it for a few reasons. There is one big drawback, the 2-game suspension. But when you look at what the strengths Jimmy has, and I know there's some cons, he's accurate mostly. He's very accurate. He gets the ball out so fast. He's always among the league leaders in getting rid of the ball quickly. And look, if that Patriots offensive line isn't great, that would help it out a lot, which you kind of need to do. He's a tremendous teammate. The locker room loves Jimmy Garoppolo, which you absolutely have to have. He's in a prove-it season. Yeah, he's in a prove-it or your career is over season. Because of the injuries, because of the performance, he's going to be a low-cost option, which is desirable as well. Quote, all those things argue in favor of him. Plus, for a team that might have a tough time currying favor with fans, it's a good story to bring people's eyeballs back. I think Jimmy Garoppolo could feel right at home here and have a nice summer. Garoppolo is a very solid quarterback when healthy, 38-17 over 55 games with the Niners, and helped the team get to a Super Bowl in 2019, throwing 27 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Yeah, but his best performance was in 2022. He threw 16 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions over 10 starts in 2022 with a 103 passer rating. We're not that far removed from that. Literally one season removed from that performance. And, of course, the big thing with Garoppolo is he gets hurt. So, enter in the Giants. There's a lot of juice going around about the Giants and Jimmy Garoppolo. From the same article, Tafur believes Garoppolo would give the Giants a capable QB2, quote, who knows Brian Daboll from their days together with the Patriots. However, Tafur also noted a caution, this one only makes sense if you don't believe in Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and Tommy DeVito. Relying on Tommy DeVito again is a possibility since veteran backup Tyrod Taylor is set to enter the 2024 NFL free agency. Provided Daboll believes fan favorite DeVito, who went from practice squad obscurity to folk hero last season, can still be competent starter if needed. If Daboll isn't convinced, he could view Garoppolo as a credible starter in waiting, able to enter the lineup if turnovers and injuries continue to blight Jones. So, we go to the Steelers. Yeah, that's a thing. Quote, it sure seems like Justin will be moving to Pittsburgh or Atlanta, talking about Justin Fields. But in the case the Steelers don't want to trade for a Bears hand-me-down, we've got an attractive, cheap option for them. And he's better than Kenny Pickett, maybe. Garoppolo feels like the right tier of guys the Steelers will be hunting in. And maybe the idea he could come to Pittsburgh would be even likely, but Garoppolo has a 2-game suspension to start looming over his head. He is alleged to have used a prescription medicine without obtaining a therapeutic use exemption from the NFL, causing the 2-game ban, which will be served in 2024 as long as he is on an NFL roster. And, of course, it goes on to talk about the fact the Raiders are going to end up releasing him. He was going to get released regardless because they're either going to draft a guy, sign a different guy, and they want to rid themselves of the connective tissue to the Patriots. I hate to say that, but it is what it is. That's what the Raiders are trying to do, is get the remaining remnants of Josh McDaniels out the door. But I've been vocal as a Niners fan, and having watched every snap Jimmy's ever taken with every team he's ever played for, Patriots, Niners, Raiders, something was amiss with Jimmy and Josh McDaniels, I think, okay? I thought Jimmy didn't look comfortable in that offense, actually, believe it or not. And I think Jimmy would be better off going and gravitating back in the direction of that Shanahan-Kubiak offense. I think Jimmy's better in it. I do. And when you look at his completion percentages, how quickly he gets the ball out, I think Jimmy's interesting for some teams, especially at the low-cost rate of what I think will be somewhere between $4 and $8 million for a veteran backup / bridge. Now, if he was to go to the Giants, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Jimmy Garoppolo would beat Daniel Jones out for that job in a minute. You know, I mean, I just think they would be like, wow, he throws the ball so much better. He gets it out so much quicker. He's so much more accurate, yada, yada, yada. You know, Jimmy can have some really jaw-dropping moments in good ways during games. He can also have them in bad ways, too. He's going to throw some picks. We know that. It is what it is. But I can tell you this. If he goes to the Patriots with Van Pelt, you know, they draft a rookie, but Jimmy would probably, I would guess, be in line to be the starter. Maybe. that Patriots Garoppolo Van Pelt thing, that feels sort of right, And I've said before, Jacoby Brissett's another one the Patriots are going to look at. But, Jimmy comes back around, a chance to finish his career in the place that he begun it. And I'm not making a prediction here, but I'm saying there is a world, because I want you to think about where Baker Mayfield was. There is a world, especially with Jimmy only being 32, where we look up next year and Jimmy's in the running for Comeback Player of the Year, after landing with a team and becoming the starter somehow. All right? And there's a world where next year he's in line for a real contract because he's messed around and rehabbed his career just like Baker Mayfield did. Jimmy absolutely can throw the ball around all over the place. But I think he was like the rest of the guys with the Raiders. I've said it before. I think he was miserable with Josh McDaniels. Still odd because of that Patriots connection, but I think he hated it there. Not the Raiders team, but, McDaniels himself. There's something about that dude. If I was an NFL team, I know he's a hell of an offensive coordinator, and it's going to be hard to keep him out of the league, but there's something weird about McDaniels and what he does to NFL players, And it's like if McDaniels is on a team, it's where a player can go to die. I don't get it. He's like the walking New York Jets. Wow, I just said that. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.